what's up? Happy holidays, LeBron.
Same to you.
Hey, what's your skill set on Christmas Eve, Christmas? Are you gift wrapping? Are you helping with any food, picking out presents for the kids? What's your routine?
Uh, I really don't have a routine. It's whatever the family wants to do. Figured we probably get a good meal tonight, maybe watch a Christmas movie. But it's really predicated on what the kids want to do, what my daughter want to do, and then go from there.
Ask you one basketball question for tomorrow. The matchup with Luca. Spent a lot of time on that last year. How much you admired you growing up? How much you admire his game? What do you think of this early in the season? How much like you and AD would see him in a game plan, given what his strengths are, and how do you think that will impact the rest of the game?
We have a game plan going into tomorrow, and things are going to have to change on the fly. They're a very good team, and Luka's an exceptional talent in our league, a great talent in our league, obviously. We look forward to the challenge, and just getting out there and being able to play on Christmas is always a treat. So, look forward to the matchup.
Dave?
LeBron, you mentioned with Richard and Allie and Channing that you had this idea years ago to have your LeBron line be kind of a subset of Nike and get Luka under it. Obviously, had that occurred, that would have been a natural way for you two to start a relationship or grow a relationship. And obviously, other ways you guys can grow relationships between players in different teams, maybe have the same agent. But do you think there's any lane for you and Luka to, while you're both in the game together, to develop some sort of rapport? And would you be open to, opening up your toolbox to someone like that?
I've always had an open door policy. You know that. So, obviously, you never want to force anything, force a relationship with anybody. And if it's organic and it happens, easy and happens organically, then it goes with that. So, everything that he's doing right now, it doesn't look like he need any insight. Doesn't like he need any assistance on what he's doing. He's handling being a professional in this league phenomenally. He's been a professional for a lot of years. Playing overseas and now being here for the last couple of years. So we see what happens.
Dan?
Hey everybody, Merry Christmas, Laurent, Tanisha, everybody else. I'm wondering, is there a skill that since you've been in the league, there have been so many great players that have entered it. When you see them the first or second time, is there one or two things that you see that you notice where you're like, damn, the skills that maybe you admire most in these players? I'm curious as to what those are.
Yeah, I think it's the game in between the game, Dan. Guys that can make plays happen before a lot of players on the floor sees them. And it's not about the actual scoring the ball. It's about making passes and reads throughout the course of a game where even their particular teammate didn't even see it was coming to them, or a defender didn't see that. And so those are plays that kind of get me in the wow moment or the damn moment, because those are the plays that kind of drive me. Being able to make plays happen before they actually happen.
Kyle?
You were talking to us the other day just about the weirdness of playing a game. Usually opening night and Christmas are such prominent dates on the NBA calendar. What's it like to play those games, consecutively?
Right now it's not the same, obviously. Opening night is, it's like the first day of school. You're getting back to it, and you had a great off season or a great summer with your friends, whatever. But you're ready to get back to school and get back into the classrooms, walking the hallways. So, that excitement right there. You're laying your outfit out the day before. That's the classmates and the teachers and the faculty members is like the fans and your friends and family. And then on Christmas, that you're going to have that Christmas feeling. It's going to be a lot of celebrities at the game. It's going to be a lot of excitement. People, have opened their gifts. Everyone is excited. It's the day of giving, for a lot of us. And then being at Staples Center, I've had an opportunity to play here on Christmas as a Laker and also as an opponent. It's a beautiful feeling of being here, but it's not the same without the Laker faithful, without the fans, without Celebrity Row, without the bright lights. It's just a totally different feeling. So, You know, it's just strictly basketball, which is fine. But our game is entertainment as well, and you know, when you're out there, you hope to entertain some people, you know, live as well. But you know, have to do it, and hopefully, we know we're making a mark, and while they're watching the game.
Bill?
Hey LeBron, two things. One, I mean, you talked about your ankle the other night. I'm curious how you came out of that and how your how the work you did after that is and how you're feeling going into tomorrow. And then more broadly, I was curious what your reaction was to what happened with Houston and Oklahoma City last night, and kind of what the lesson there is, I guess, for the league over the next 6-7 months.
One, I'll be ready to go tomorrow on Christmas Day. I've never missed a Christmas Day game, so I don't plan on missing one tomorrow. And two, there were so many games on yesterday that I really didn't have a reaction to it. I saw it was postponed because of you know, COVID, you know, reasons and tracing and things of that nature. But I really didn't dive into it too much after that. I literally watched every game that was on, and with that, if it was just one game on or two games like our first game, then I would have probably looked into it a little bit more. But I mean, there was 4 or 5 games on. It came on at 4 o'clock Pacific Coast time, and then 4:30, 2 more games came on, and then at like 5, 2 more games came on. So I was locked and loaded on all the games that I was playing.
Okay, we'll take 3 more questions. Alan Slewa?
Hey LeBron, just get your thoughts on that first opportunity to play with Montrez and Dennis Schroeder, and what you just think that could be over the course of a season. That combination of, you know, obviously yourself, AD, and those 2 guys.
Well, happy as hell to have them. Just straight up competitors, and they want to win. They want to push each other. They want to push me, push AD, and we want to push them as well. So I look forward to our dynamic and our growth on the floor to continue to grow as the season goes on. So looking forward to tomorrow. And, you know, every game and every minute that we're on the floor, it will continue to grow.
Mark Medina?
Hey LeBron, first off, Merry Christmas, and you boys are doing well. Regarding Luka, I mean, you guys obviously have mutual respect, but you're obviously also competitors. So I was wondering, to what extent, given the standard you have in this league, how do you approach any kind of like mentorship role to guys like Luka and kind of the younger generation?
I mean, the same way I've always been. Once I'm on the floor, I'm competing. You know, we compete against. I've competed against, you know, some of my best friends in this league, and Carmelo and CP and D Wade. You know, and you know, so that doesn't change anything. I'm always going to compete because I love to compete and I love to win. That's what the ultimate thing is. But you know, everyone's always known I've always had an open door policy when it comes to trying to give the game back to the people that you know, that's coming after me. You know, the guys that that's going to lead this league once I'm done. So it's always been that way for me.
Last question, Brad Turner?
Happy holidays, everyone, to you, LeBron, and your family. My question is, how strange does this feel to be playing your second game under these circumstances? And does it feel normal, or does it feel something that's just not, things are just not right just yet?
No, it doesn't feel normal. You know, but it is basketball, and I love to play. I love the hoop. You know, once you get on the floor and you start to play, you know, it's still basketball, but this is not normal. And I understand that. We all understand that. But, you know, the game of basketball is still pure. And the game can be played with fans, no fans. It can be played, you know, shirts and skins, whatever the case may be. You know, I grew up playing all over my city, outside, indoors. So the game is still pure, and I love that essence of it. But, you know, being at this level, not having the fans and not having the coverage of seeing you guys there, you know, seeing the camera on the floor and you know, just all the things that go in with getting to this level of our sport. So it's not normal, but you know, the essence of the game is still there. The love or the passion is still there, and I love to compete, so that's fun. You know, so that definitely keeps me going.
All right, thank you, LJ. Happy holidays to you and your family. We'll see you tomorrow.
All right, Merry Christmas to all you guys.
Hey Frank, if I can just ask you a holiday kind of Christmas question first, and I asked LeBron the same thing, but anything around the house that you do, are you skilled at getting presents and gift wrapping and helping prepare food and getting movies ready? What's your routine there?
I'm an assistant coach to all of that stuff. My wife does all the wrapping, and you know, I got to take care of me and my girls will we'll take care of my wife's gifts, and you know, my wife pretty much does everything else. I did do the lights on the Christmas tree, and then helped with some of the ornaments. But I'm the lights guy. That's my annual assignment.
That's helpful. That's helpful. Yeah, my wife does the majority of stuff here too. Frank, just hoops wise, what did you see on tape from the first game, and how do you think that translates to a different matchup with Dallas? I guess the way I'm asking it is, I'm sure you're more concerned about your own team at this point, but you have to account for Luka and stuff like that specifically.
Yeah, well, you know, from game one, I wasn't totally unhappy with how we played. You know, obviously it could be better in a lot of ways, but I felt like it was one of those games where there was a lot of good defense possessions by us where they made a tough shot. And conversely, I thought there were a lot of good offensive possessions plays by us where we missed a shot. You know, and you know, you're going to have games like that, so I'm not overly concerned. Really just focusing on the execution pieces on a daily basis with a growth mindset, removing the result of the game from our process. And that's what the last couple of days have been about. We spent this morning preparing for Dallas and all the challenges that they bring to the table, and hopefully we'll be ready to go.
Dave?
Frank, how do you view Dallas as a potential contender, playoff foe down the line? You know, where are they? Are they right near the top? Are they growing? How do you see them?
Yeah, well, with Luka in his second year, they basically posted an offensive rating that was the best rating in the history of the NBA. So you know, I would only imagine that in year 3, they're even better. You know, obviously they have one of the best coaches in the league, so definitely consider them one of the top teams in the West.
Dan?
Hey Frank, Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Thank you, you too.
I'm wondering, you know, with their shooting, what are some of the strains that that'll put on a guy like Mark, who, you know, obviously is better, closer to the basket, and how can you still use him when teams are going to play without traditional centers? Like Dwight obviously pulls away from the basket.
Yeah, but you know, Dwight Powell's more of a roller than a pop guy. You know, but Mark's been playing. You know, he's been playing against spread 5 offenses the last few years. Won a championship doing it. So he understands the coverages. We have to make sure that you know, we have coverages in place to protect him, and you know, to get him out of situations that are advantageous to the offense. We didn't do that well enough the other night, for sure, and part of that was why he was getting in foul trouble. So, you know, we got to continue, you know, our understanding of each other, and how we or how we navigate those types of situations, and then take advantage of them on the other end as well.
Hey Frank,
Merry Christmas, Eve.
I know you're a guy who kind of checks out a little bit from your surroundings and concentrates between the lines during the game. But at the same time, being back in Staples Center for a couple of these games now without the fans, is there anything about that setting or the surroundings that feels, you know, maybe comforting and familiar, even though the fans can't be there?
It definitely does. We definitely feel like we're back at home and we're playing a home game. You know, as opposed to in the bubble, it was really a neutral site environment. As much as they try to do stuff with the fan boards and whatnot, it was really a neutral site environment, and you know, that's very different this year. You know, it definitely feels like we're playing home games.
Bill?
Hey Frank, I would like to wish you a more buoyant Merry Christmas than Kyle did. So Merry Christmas.
Buoyant Merry Christmas back at you.
Hey, LeBron said, you know, that there's really no thought of him not playing tomorrow with that ankle, and that, you know, he's never missed a Christmas game and is never going to miss a Christmas game, essentially. I'm just curious, given the circumstances of this year and, you know, the short off, just everything we've talked about so much, does the calculus of a decision like that change at all with the trainers, with the coaching staff, and with him?
Yeah, I think you have to consider it, you know, in light of the environment that we're in, the situation we're in. But, you know, and I think it was considered, you know, but it's really a mild ankle sprain, something he can play on. And, So if it was more significant, more severe, then I think those types of things would factor into the decision. But it's mild enough that he's gonna be good to go.
Thanks for the jolly answer.
Of course.
Last three questions, Alan Slewa.
Hey, Coach. Hey, on when you have a player like Luka Doncic that does so much for, obviously he's doing everything for the team. From a defense standpoint, or defensively for you guys, are there things you try to key in on? Is it, okay, well, if we could just take away some of his points, or if he's not getting 10 or 12 assists? I mean, I know there's a lot that goes into it, but can you walk through what some of that defensive game plan is, as much as you can for tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, without getting into the details of what we're trying to do with him, it really comes down to helping enough, but not over helping. You know what I mean? Because if we found it last year, when we bring too much attention to him, he's able to pick you apart with his passing, and they have, obviously one of the best three-point shooting support systems in the league. So if you bring too much, you're in trouble, and if you leave him alone, leave him isolated too much and don't bring enough help, he's capable of averaging 29 and capable of putting 40 on you. So, it's just making sure that you're finding that balance, of slowing him down and keeping the other guys in check.
Jordan.
Hey, Coach. Just to piggyback a little bit off of what Alan and Dan said, AD took the responsibility of guarding Kawhi a lot in the first quarter. Now we go to this game where Luka, like you mentioned before, he makes reads. But a lot of last game, he was putting in the pick and roll in the center, at the center of the floor, and it was a delayed roll from Dwight Powell. So now in this situation, would you like to see AD guard that pick and roll situation a little bit more without kind of going into too much detail about it?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I think again, I don't want to tip my hand too much about what our game plan is going to be against Dallas, but we'll have multiple defenders on him. We'll leave it at that. And AD has the ability to guard perimeter guys, and obviously he can do it in ISO situations. Where it gets complicated is when that player is handling a lot in pick and rolls, it's coming off pin downs, more guard oriented stuff. That it becomes more challenging, but we'll have multiple defenders on Luka.
David.
Hey, Coach. Merry Christmas from Italy, first of all.
Merry Christmas.
I'm curious about how you guys are navigating all the restrictions you have in place due to COVID. How much is different your job and, I don't know, a normal training from what it would have been before COVID?
Yeah, it's a challenge, but these are things that are really out of our control, and we try to, as a group, have a mindset to not let things like that affect our focus. We only focus on what we can control. So the uncontrollables are we have to show up early to make sure we're testing. We can't have staff meetings, in the normal staff meeting room. We have to have them on the court, when there's balls bouncing and music playing and whatnot. And, you just have to sort of navigate through those things and not let them pull away from your focus. So we're doing fine with it.
Coach, I have two follow-ups if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Mike Trudell.
Oh, it's for Mike? No. Anybody else, I would say yes.
The other one is for Dan, so I really hope you say no to that one.
Yeah, this one's a real softball. Anyway, I just wondered with the ring, like those things are heavy. Have you been wearing it around the house? Can you actually do anything with it on? Like what's the ring inside the Vogel household story?
Yeah, just it's been popular for my daughters to use it in certain TikTok situations and Instagram and all those types of things that it's spiced up their social media life. I have not worn it around the house or anything like that. It's pretty much staying in the display case. We open it up, look at it from time to time. We'll show family members on FaceTime and whatnot, but not wearing it around the house.
And Dan.
Frank, you seem like such a big jewelry guy, though. That it seems like something you would have on constantly.
Right, I'm gonna get miniature earring versions of it, to bust out at some point.
I'm curious, was there a lot of discussion between, either you and the players, you and the staff, about what happened with Houston yesterday? And I mean, this is going to happen, I guess, obviously over the course of the season. Did you use it to reinforce any messages?
We did not. We didn't even talk about it today. You know, today's the nature of